Hi crocheters of the world, in this tutorial we will work together on this cardigan. It's such a comfy but fancy cardigan. I just adore it. So it's something revisited because I already designed years ago actually, I already designed something like this. It's a kind of wrist to wrist. The first one was exactly wrist to wrist because yes, I will put the link below of that one. This one is not exactly wrist to wrist. It begins with the wrist, from the wrist, but you will see in the tutorial the construction. I can say it is easier, so I came up with I can say yes, easier construction for the wrist to wrist technique. It's only double crochet, worked in back loop only, double crochet, nothing else. A little bit of increases, a little bit of decreases, but nothing difficult. I can say it's perfect, it's beginner friendly. Yes, it is. Now, choose the yarn so carefully. The yarn is very important, not only in this project, but in all of our projects, because we put our love, we put our passion, we put all that we have, let's say beautiful, in our projects, handmade projects, crochet or knitted or Tunisian crochet or anything else that we produce with our hands. And that's why the yarn that you choose is very important. Choose a quality yarn, choose a beautiful yarn. You will love to work it, you will love to wear it. If you want, if you can, because as you can see, our boutique does not ship all over the world, only in Europe, and neither Europe, all the countries. I am very sorry, it's about the prices that are really high for other countries, and that's why we are not able to ship in other countries. But we ship to France, we ship to Germany, we ship to England, we ship to, I don't know, lots of countries. You can just email to info. I put below the email, so you can just email me, and if you want information if we ship in your country or not, and maybe the price. I work it with a lovely yarn. Of course, as you already know, the written instruction, if you choose the yarn from our boutique, you have the written instruction for free. Just leave a note on your order that you want them, and I can also put them in your package if you want to, so you can just specify that you want them, you want the pattern like this, because if you don't specify, I will just email it to you in a PDF shape, so it's you to decide. Okay, let's get started. I work with 3mm hooks, so if you choose another kind of yarn, I have here lots of beautiful colors of this yarn that I use. It's 70% merino wool. It's extraordinary. The colors are just fabulous. Fabulous. You can choose two colors to put together. Just play with your fantasy, play with the colors. It's so good for your mind, it's so good for your eyes, it's so good for your fantasy, for your creativity. It's really nice. Okay, the quantity of yarn I use for mine, which is a medium size, about 400 grams. So for a small to medium, it's enough 400 grams of this yarn, of a yarn to use with 3mm hook, 2.5 to 3mm hook. So it's a kind of lacy yarn, I can say. And yes, it's merino superwash, 70%. what else I can say? Yes, 400 grams for a small to medium size, and it's 500 grams for a large to extra large, and maybe with 500 grams maybe are enough for a XXL. In the written instruction I have from small to extra large, but it's really easy to alter it in a extra large or extra small. Okay, so from the tutorial you will understand very well the construction. I pass you through all the steps. So all the construction, only that I'm working in a small sample. So you can, this is Pluto, so you can just understand, perfectly understand. When I work on a small sample, I can perfectly explain you, and you can perfectly understand what is all about. Working on a large, normal size, let's say, is a little bit more difficult. It's chaotic on the camera, believe me. It's from my experience. This is the method that I found it better for you, for me to explain in the tutorials. Okay, now I let you do the tutorial. Hope you will enjoy this. It's so comfortable and so fancy. It can be casual, it can be worn with a skirt, with the jeans, with a nice and fancy pant. I don't know, it's just lovely. Let's do the tutorial. Now let's see how to work this cardigan. As I said, it's not a wrist to wrist, but it's wrist to half body, and then exactly the same thing we will work from the other side. Okay, so what this means, I have here half body of the small sample that I will work here with you. This is it. So this is how it looks. As you can see, it is only a half, because we will put the other half to create the cardigan, the entire cardigan. Sleeve, front and back over the shoulder, front and back over the shoulder, then we open to work front and to work back. It's this one. This is how it looks, and this is what you must have, of course, on your size. And it is really easy to adjust. It is really to yes, to alter in your size. I just want to show you in the tutorial just the concept, just how to build it, how to construct it, and it is really easy, as you can already see. So sleeve, then we work this part, will be worked front and back together, because it's the part that goes over the shoulder. And then back of the neck we open, obvious, because this is back of the neck, back side, front, where we will work some shape here, some decreases, sorry, to shape a little bit the front part of the neckline, and that's it. Now let me just draw a little bit. So this is, we will begin from the waist exactly, and we will increase a little bit, okay, like this. And the sleeve, now depends on how you want it to be. If you want it to be more narrow to your body, or larger or comfortable, or this is you to decide where you stop with the sleeve, because I stop, let's say, at middle, somewhere in the middle, from the between elbow to shoulder. Okay, so somewhere in the middle it was, I finished my sleeve, because I just wanted it to be with the I want it to be large, nice and comfortable. Yes, this is the idea. Then when you when you just are where you want to stop the sleeve, you will stop the sleeve and you will begin to put some chains for the front side and some chains on the other side of the sleeve for the back side. Okay, and then we will work up and down this shoulder part, okay, to cover the shoulder. And then at the end of this, so this part I work it with increases because I like it, as you can see, as you saw, the shape of mine is a little bit curved. I like it like this. You can just work it just straight. It's you to decide again. So if you want to make it like this, a little bit curved, you will just work some increases. So actually you increase in each row at the beginning, at the end, until you finish the shoulder. Then from the shoulder we will work then the back side only, and only half of the back side. Okay, so only half of the back, which what I am meaning about this back side. This back side is actually the back of the neck. So you have to measure the back of the neck, of course leaving 2 centimeters for ease. Even more if you want it larger, the opening of the neck. This is again you to decide. Okay, but at least 2 centimeters for ease you must leave. And this is the back of the neck. Now from this measure you will work only half. And then you will work the same number of rows. That must be a even number, let's say 8, just like this. And on the other side, so on the front side, you will begin with half of this number, so 4 in my case here. This is the example only. You will just decrease for half of the number of the rows, and then you will just go straight for the other half. Okay, so let's say you decrease 4, you go straight 4. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so you just finish half of your cardigan, and you will work just exactly the same thing. Exactly, you begin with the wrist, exactly the same thing for the other half. Then we will join on the back side, we will join here these 2 parts, and of course we will fold and sew the sleeve, and that is all. And if you want it to be a blouse, not a cardigan, so like a tunic, not a cardigan, you will just sew on the front side too. That's it. It's so simple, it's so easy. Now let's see how to work it. So I will work the other side with you, and then we will join together the parts. So let's say the pattern stitch, it's only double crochet work in back loop only. That's all. Now I will begin here with 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 chains, just for the sample that I am working. Okay, and from here I will chain 3, 1 2 and 3. Okay, and I will count 1 2 3 4, and into the 5th from the hook I will insert hook and work my first double crochet, because this chain 3 is the first double crochet. Okay, and then I will go ahead and work in each chain 1 double crochet, and this is the first row. Of course you must begin with the circumference of the wrist. This is you again to decide how large you want it to be. Okay, so I want it narrow. I like the sleeve, not very large sleeves. So mine, as you've already seen, is nice and narrow. But if you like it larger, you work it large. So you just work the just work the chain and put it around the wrist. Okay, so this is how you will measure it. It's really easy. Okay, so that's it. This is the first row. From the second row you chain 3 again for the very first double crochet and turn. Now from the second row we work back loop only. So these are the 2 loops of the stitch. Front loop, back loop. This is the back loop. Skip the very first. If you chain 3, you skip the very first double crochet, because if you don't skip it, it means that you work a increase. Okay, but because the chain 3 stays for the first double crochet. That's why. Obvious. Don't forget this. It's important. Okay, I insert hook into my 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3 of the previous row, and work my last double crochet. These are the 2 rows. Into the 3rd rows, and from now on into each of my 3rd row until I finish the length of the sleeve, I will increase at the beginning, at the end of the row. So chain 3 into the same first double crochet of the previous row, work 1 more, and this is the increase, okay? And then just go ahead and work your stitches to the end, and into the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3 of the previous row, we will work 2 double crochets because we want to increase. So that's it. This is what you need to work for the length of your sleeve. Okay. So now I will just go ahead and work one more time this, because as I said, I'm just working a small sample here, okay? And then I will show you how to put the chains for the body and how to calculate them. Okay, I have my sleeve ready. And now what I want to do is to begin to work, to chain on one side and on the other side. Now the length. This is the length that I need to cover, and this is the length actually on the body. Now if you decide to work it straight here, this is exactly the length that you want your the length of the body, yes, of the blouse actually to be. If you decide to work it like this, then will be about 2-3 centimeters, depends on how many decreases you work, how large you work the shoulder, obvious, in between this length and the final length of the tunic, of the cardigan, depends on how you will decide to work it, close or open. Okay, so I can just recommend you to work a chain about I don't know, you can just go ahead so a little bit before the hip circumference, the hip level, okay, you can go, and then you will just increase a little bit more. Okay, so this is, as I said, you to decide how long you want it to be. Now, how to put the chains? I will just decide how many chains I put here. Okay, here I put only 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and now from here I will begin to work my long row over the shoulder, so back, sleeve and front. And for this I will take another ball of yarn. Of course you need more than one to work this cardigan, so you will take one, and you will just chain exactly the same number of stitches, but on the opposite side, insert the hook into the 3rd chain and just join the yarn with a slip stitch and chain your 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I will work one more. So work one more, cut your yarn, because this one will be the knot. Okay, so I have 10 on one side, 10 on the other side, and just go ahead where you leave your yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chain 3. Skip. Oh, sorry, you don't have to skip it because we begin and we finish with an increase. If you want to work it curved, 1, 2, 3, 4. So into the 4th I go and work one more double crochet, and then I will just go ahead and work 9 more. So the rest of them, count this very first row, count, because it is important to count it to be sure that you have the number of stitches that you decide to put, okay? So you won't have surprises afterwards. Okay, I'll just go ahead and work all my stitches. they must be 11 now that I put the increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And now I will work on the sleeve part of the stitches. Okay, so I work this one. Of course, back loop only. So this is the rule. Back loop only. And this. And on the other side I will do exactly the same thing. So I just go ahead and work until the end. Don't forget that here where you joined it, you need to work one stitch, so you will just work it like this. And now I need to work, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is my first. Work over the tail too, so you won't have tails at the end. And I will go ahead and work my 11 actually, because I will increase into the last stitch. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. This is the last one, and I will put an increase. Now from now on you will just go ahead and work this long row, because this will be a long row. Now here on this sample it is not, but when you work front side, the part of the sleeve and back side together, so all together to cover the shoulder. Now here is how many rows you will work. Depends on how you want, as I said, how straight or narrow you narrow or large you want the body to be. Okay, so just take the circumference, measure the circumference of your body, and from that measurement you will just take off the measurement of the back of the neck. Okay, and what you have left from there you will divide by 2, and this will be the number of stitches in centimeters that you need to work on this side, because exactly the same number you will work on the other side for the other shoulder. Okay, so this is, let's say, the formula to know how many rows to work. Okay, so you just take the circumference. You can measure a cardigan or a blouse or something you have and you feel good in, and it's something that the large, that it's comfy, it's nice, it's perfect for you. Just measure that one, okay, and then from there you will take off. So actually you have to take off the measurement of the back of the neck, and then you divide by 2. And this is the measure in centimeters that you need to cover, okay, for one shoulder. Of course, the other shoulder it's exactly the same. So it's a little bit difficult when you work the first part, first half of it. For the second, you just repeat exactly the same. So increase if you want it to be, yes, the shape to be curved. Okay, I will just go ahead and complete some rows. I don't know how many rows I complete on the other side. I will complete obviously exactly the same number. So it's 1, 2, yes, 3. I will complete 2 more, and I will be back to show you how to divide, to work only the back side and then the front side. It's really a easy construction, and you very versatile, and you can work it with short sleeves for summer in cotton. You can work it as you wish actually, so it's really, really nice and easy. Okay, back loop only. This is the only thing you need to know. Back loop only. So I finished my 3 rows here, sorry. And now we need to work back of the neck, and on this part we will divide by 2. Now on my cardigan I definitely somewhere put one stitch more, and on this long row back and front I had odd number of stitches. That's no problem because you will just leave one in the middle. Okay, that's all. Now here I have a even number. It's 38 divided by 2, it is 19, so I will just go ahead without increase, so I won't increase anymore. This is the part that I will just go ahead and work the stitches as they are, and I will work half of the back of the neck. Yes, it is like this. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And this is half of what I have here. And on this half, as I said, I will work, I decide to put 4. So actually I put 4 rows here for the half of the back of the neck. So I will put exactly 4 for the other half. Okay. So I will work 3 more rows exactly like this. And then I will show you how to work the front side, because on the front side, on half you will decrease, just to create nice and round shape. I finished back side. Now for the front side, a little trick. You will begin, so for the back side, you began at the end of the row, you began another row and work only a half. For the front side, you will begin from the neckline, and you will go so like this. Here. Okay, into the next we go, yarn over, insert hook, 1. Or we can also, because it is maybe easier like this, because we will begin with a decrease. This is the idea. So I will just work 1, just 1 chain, insert hook into the next, and work your full double crochet, and then go ahead and work all. Because, as I said, as you know already, we will decrease for half of the rows, and then we will work with the stitches as they are for the other half of the rows of the front side. So that's it. Now I decrease at the beginning, and into the next row we will decrease at the end. Okay, here we are. 1, 2, 3. I go back, and I will work all till the last 2 stitches, because I will decrease. So once you decrease at the beginning, once you decrease at the end. This is the idea. Now I will work these 2 rows with decreases, and then I will just work 2 more with the stitches as they are. Last part, how to put together the parts and to create the cardigan or the blouse. Really easy project, really lovely. Give it a try. Now let me finish the front side. Okay, now let me just show you how to join together the parts. So we have the two parts. Just be sure that you put them exactly with the same, with the same part, with the same face, okay, with the same side, because you will see, you will watch here, okay, at the sleeve, and here I have exactly the same as I have here, because if I put it like this, this is the back side, this is the front side, so like this. Okay, now as I said before, if you want to work a blouse, you will join here too, exactly as I will show you here. Now where you begin to join, you will put like this together the parts. I always begin, I don't know why, from the back side. When you begin to join, you will just be sure that this will be your wrong side of the cardigan. So I will insert hook, just watch. This one, back loop only, front loop only of this, the other one. So back loop and front loop. Join the yarn and now go ahead and work back loop only, front loop only, and pull and slip stitch. Okay? Back loop, front loop. Back loop, front loop. Go ahead and join back and front. So this is the rule: back loop, front loop. So this is the back side, this is the right side. So we will have like this, so it comes just perfect. No one will see the join. Okay, I will just join all of this and then I will show you how to join the other sides. So as you can see here, I already close. Now how I did here, actually here I slip stitched, and then for the sleeve I sewn. I'll just show you on the other side. It's really easy. I slip stitch exactly as I did on the back side. So here I am. One and one. So I go into the remaining loops, the loops actually, after the loops of the chains that we put for the front and the back, you know, you remember, of course you remember, on sides, on the sides. Okay, and I will go ahead like this until I reach the sleeve, and to join the sleeve, sorry, I will sew. I choose to sew. You can try with the slip stitch, but I guess it's easier because it's the stitch and it's a little bit more difficult to. Okay, I'm here. So just cut the yarn a little bit longer. Okay, just cut the yarn and sew. That's because we have the double crochets. Okay, it's really difficult to and I just go like this. Take only a few stitches. If you can, just one loop on one side, one loop on the other side. Try to make it nice and smooth, like this. Okay, and you have it ready. You can work it with short sleeve for summer. You can work it close, like a blouse, or as I did, like a cardigan. It's just you to decide. It's really easy and it's so fancy and so nice. So I really hope you enjoyed. Now this is it. I don't know if I can turn it up and down. Yes, I can. Oops. Come on. Okay, this is the sleeve. This is the other sleeve. And yes, we have it. Of course, all the... So if you want it as a blouse, you just sew here too. Okay, that's it. Now I really like this way of explaining. You know why? Because it's so easy for me to have all under the video, so to focus on the entire project. If I work on mine or on a adult size, let's say, you cannot see all of the project, all of it, and it is really difficult to understand all the steps. So hope you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my tutorials, and of course see you at the next tutorial. Bye bye.